All right, welcome to one of the most exciting times in the history of this channel. We've had a few pretty key moments. The first one was the JNCIE SP, making it all the way through that and taking the test, even though I ended up failing. What were some other key moments? Oh yeah, the other big key moment was getting a correction to an RFC actually marked as valid and discussed by the IEEE Foundation. And I would say the other third biggest moment of the channel, I can't really remember. I mean, there's a lot that's gone on. If I just think of it, I know that there was one. I guess the third one was getting Juniper to actually update their documentation, because I submitted a lot of errata and feedback and stuff as I went through it to use it for my study, and they actually did take that and mark it as valid and submit corrections. So I think that's the third biggest moment, but yeah, there's been a lot more moments than that, including this one, which is finishing up the final lesson before I can take the first exam of the LPIC. So huge historical moment in this channel, finishing that up, seeing that all the way through. And all right, welcome. This is proof too that, like, if you just stay on something, you do it for an hour a day, eventually it compounds, it adds up, and you can get to that finish line. So especially in the age of TikTok and all this, I feel like that's something a lot of people don't understand, is like what you choose to spend your time on every day, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, has a return on that investment in time. So you have to be careful that you're getting a good return on that investment of time. Not that I'm a good example of that, but we will see. All right, so let's close it out. Guided exercises. Imagine a program needs to create a single-use temporary file that will never be needed again after the program is closed. What would be the correct directory to create this file in? So my answer would be /tmp. Since we don't care about the file after the program finishes running, the correct directory is /tmp. All right, so the second guided exercise, and before I move on, I do want to explain these timers, because this is very relevant to, this channel. It's about computer literacy, computer science, working as a computer professional. Working as a computer professional can be really bad for your health, because you're spending all day, every day in front of a computer. And there's all kinds of studies. There's a study about a bus driver, about buses. And they used to have a system where somebody would drive the bus, or maybe it was a train, I don't remember. But there were two distinct roles. One role was the driver that would sit all day, full attention, making sure that nothing happened, nothing was in the road, nothing was in the train tracks, sitting and paying attention like we do here as a computer professional. Then the other role was the ticket taker that was on their feet, going around. Can I take your ticket? Let me see your ticket. Going from car to car, going from seat to seat, moving, bending down to take the ticket, walking back and forth a lot. So you get the difference. One had light to moderate physical activity, and then the other one was completely sedentary. So what were the difference between these two people that worked these two different jobs in their old age? Well, the difference was the ticket takers, even though their job might not have been as prestigious, had happier, healthier lives in their old age, because they regained their health to a greater degree. So there's all kinds of studies like that, where you have to be up and moving, you have to get some base, that 10,000 steps a day thing. That's not just being pulled out of thin air. That actually comes from real science and real studies. So that explains this first timer here. Every 25 minutes. So I'm on my treadmill right now. So whenever I get on my treadmill, what I do is I set a 5-minute timer. And then if that timer goes off, as it just did, then if I want to, I can get off the treadmill. But if I get off the treadmill, then I have to start to this 25-minute timer. And when it goes off, I have to get back on the treadmill for at least 5 minutes, because I do not want to be like the bus drivers. I do not want to be like most computer professionals, where I'm sacrificing my health. The other timer is a timer for 3 hours. And this timer is a protein consumption timer. The thing that you hear very often from, you hear this consistently for basically every bodybuilder, person that does physical fitness. You need 0.38 grams of protein per pound of body weight, or 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. So basically you need a lot of protein. You need over 100 grams of protein, which is insane. Look at the nutrition information on anything. It will have less than 20 grams guaranteed. Even protein powders will have like 15 grams per serving. So you need an insane amount of protein. You need so much protein that your grocery bills are going to go up. You're going to run out of protein. I bought some protein powders and I was out of it in like a day. So you need at least 100 grams of protein a day. And then not only that, you can't just consume it all at once. You need to have periods. You need to have no periods of the day greater than about 3 hours where you haven't recently consumed protein. And you need that for proper muscle recovery from exercise, proper muscle maintenance, for strength training gains. That's to prevent your muscles from underdeveloping through exercise. It's one of the most common things you'll hear from any fitness place. So that's what this timer is. It's a protein timer. Once this goes off, then anytime within half an hour, I don't have to immediately run to the kitchen, but I go and I do 2 scoops of a pea protein. I've tried whey before, and it kind of didn't sit right with me. So I prefer the vegan proteins, and then I have a strong preference towards animal-free cruelty, that sort of thing. I just believe the arguments. So I definitely strongly prefer to go with that whenever possible. So every 3 hours, I'll take 2 scoops of pea protein. Don't overcomplicate it. The more complicated you make it, the less you're to hit those goals. And then I just blend it up in my high-speed blender with some water, throw it down, restart the timer for 3 hours, do it 3 hours later. So, and then in the morning, if I want to have breakfast or something, I'll mix it in with, some fruit and make a healthy smoothie out of it. If it's dinner time, if it's lunchtime, make up a salad, some red sorghum, some kind of delicious thing like that. But this is the power of working from home. You can set these timers and you can go take care of your needs when these timers go off. You don't have to be in a business meeting. You don't have to be in a conversation. You can, if you have Bluetooth headphones, you can even do it on a call with a colleague or in a meeting. You just go and take care of your needs, and you can do that in a way that is more effective and that follows the latest science and does not have to adhere to some archaic structure that has been done before. A lot of this science, such as how to negate the effects of being sedentary and how to maintain muscle mass through protein consumption, have been developed and finalized. You can adhere to the latest science, even when the latest science requires you to do things that people traditionally have not been able to do due to old, archaic societal structures. Working from home is magical in that sense. All right, so let me keep on going. So, guided exercises. So, number 2, which is the which is the temporary directory that must be cleared during the boot process? Okay, so it must be cleared during the boot process. I feel like /temp. I feel like this one is also, or you know what? I feel like it's /var. Let me go with /var for that one. Okay, so the directory is /run, or in some systems /var/run. So I was close, but 0 credit for that. The directory isn't /var, it's /run, but sometimes /run can be within /var. So let's take a look at /run. Okay, so this is runtime variable data. The directory contains system information data describing the system since it was booted. Files under this directory must be cleared, removed, or truncated as appropriate at the beginning of the boot process. All right, so 0 credit for that one. The answer is /run. All right, guided exercise number 3. Using find, search only the current directory for files that are writable by the user, have been modified in the last 10 days, and are bigger than 10 gigabytes. And I guarantee you this is the kind of stuff that's going to be all over the exam. Let's see if I can get this. And I'll just set the 5-minute timer so people can see kind of how this works. And honestly, I might need a break too. I already did more than 5 minutes, but I just want to make this clear how this system works. Okay, and then there we go. So I'm in the lab. So we're going to do number 3. We're going to use find, F-I-N-D, and we're going to search only the current directory. So we can use that macro for that here. And then we're going to, now remember, this is something different. It doesn't mean the current directory, it means the home directory. So if we're in a different directory, and then we do cd this, we change directories to the home directory. If we're in a different directory and we do cd this, we stay in the current directory because it's a self-reference to the current directory. So just want to make that clear. All right, so now let's use this find command. So we're going to do find the current directory. Let's do a help on it. Doing a help is always good. And then we're going to search for files that are writable by the user. Okay. Oh, here we go. So we can do dash writable. So this is an action. So there we go. So here's an expression. So we can do /writable. Okay, yep, /writable or dash writable. Okay. Okay, so those are all the files that are writable, but then I think there's some more requirements here. Okay, so they must have been modified within the last 10 days. Within the last 10 days. Okay. Modified within the last 10 days. Let's do a man on it. That might help. Let's search for modified. Ow. That hurt. Oh, I remember. So it's the A time. So, right? Yeah, so we do A time 10. And this was, the file was last accessed, but we need to do modified. So, this is when the status was less changed. So it's definitely going to be time, because that's the 24-hour cycle. So 10 days is 10 24-hour cycles. So we have to use time. Now this is when it was accessed, so we need to see when it was modified. So I think I'm going to go with C time for this one. Oh, here we go. So M time, yeah. M for modified. So we're going to do dash readable dash M time 10. Okay, so that, okay, now we've only got fewer results for that. I'm gonna take a quick pause. Something's going on with my I think my cables are coming loose, so I will fix that. I won't even pause it, I'll just fix it right now. Yeah, okay, so that should be better. Okay, sorry about that. Alright, I'm back. Oh, oops. Okay, perfect. Everything's good now. So, yep, we've got rateable, then we've got the end time, so I think we got one more thing. So that's going to be... and this is my 5-minute timer, so I can take a break if I want. I just need to set it for 25 minutes. Okay, and then we need to deal with the size. So let's go back to the man page for find, and then we're gonna search for size. So here we go. So the size is gonna be so we're gonna do dash size, and we're gonna do 4 with a capital G. Like that. So that's my final answer. I'm sticking to it. Let's see how much credit I get. Hopefully I get some. All right, so for this, you need the dash writable, dash M time, and dash size parameters. Oh, so it looks like I get maybe some partial credit. I did get these two right, but this one I did not get correct. So the real answer is find. There's this macro that is self-referential to the directory that you are at, your present working directory. Then dash writable I got correct. Dash time, I didn't get right, because remember, we're looking for them that have been modified in the last 10 days. So that's what the negative sign means. It means 10 days or less. So within the last 10 days, you really need that minus sign, otherwise it is not the correct answer. And then the plus sign, for the same reason, you're looking for them that are bigger than 4. So same reason. If you don't include that sign, you're looking for them that are exactly 4, and that is not what the question is asking. So maybe a third of the credit for this writable, but really probably no credit at all, because I did not successfully do what the question was asking to do. All right, so the next question is, using locate, find any files containing both the patterns report and either updated, update, or updating other names. Okay, so we're going to use locate, so we have to use the update DB to make sure that our database is up to date. Now I can't open a temporary file, so let me try sudo. Okay, so it seems to be working better now. Typically, if you're in one of these standardized locations, you do require sudo, because you can really mess up a system if you like delete everything under Etsy. That's bad. Don't do that. So need sudo for that, and it looks like it's successful now. So let's try it. So using locate. So let's just go to man locate right away. We're gonna find any files containing both the patterns report and then either updated, update, or updating in their names. So let's search for, so here we go. So we've got a locate option, and then we've got patterns. So if I remember this correctly, you can give it multiple patterns separated by spaces. I don't see that listed here. It says or patterns. Yeah, let's just try that. So locate, and then we're gonna do report, and then updat, because remember, it's any characters before or after. So if we have it updat, then it would do the ed, it would do the e, or it would do the ing after. So here's my answer. I'm sticking to it. We got quite a bit of those. So let's see what the real answer is. Okay, so again, no credit, since locate needs to match all patterns. So yeah, because remember, look at what, see, this is why these questions are hard, and this is why math in general can be very hard. You have to do what the question says. So in order to do that, you have to read the question and interpret what it's asking correctly. So let's read the question again. Using locate, find any files, okay, containing both. There we go. See that word both? I did not see that the first time I read it. So find any files containing both the patterns report and either updated, update, or updating on their names. So if it contains one or the other, but not both, that is not the correct answer, and that is the default behavior of locate. To modify it so that it looks for both, you have to pass it to the -a option. The other thing that appears to be true is the quotes belong in the answer somehow. I'm not sure if that's 100% necessary. I guess it could be necessary for that there's two of them, but unfortunately I get no credit for this one because I forgot the -A at least. It also could be the case that I forgot to wrap it in quotes. Basically, anytime you're defining a match pattern, you probably will need quotes. So I think not including quotes is also another reason to not get credit for this. So bad times ahead for me if I actually take the exam and get a lot of these questions and I don't read the full question. So let's take extra care for this next one to read the full question. This is guided exercise number 5. How can you find where the man page for ifconfig is stored? So we've got a few keywords here. How can you find? So find command? Well, not if I remember correct. And then stored, those might be some keywords. I believe the answer is which. Oh, you know what? Or maybe it's a where ifconfig? I thought it was which. Manwich. That's awesome. For those who aren't older like I am, Manwich was a name of a sloppy Joe, like shredded beef, like ground beef, like the worst kind of ground beef that you can imagine, very low quality. I don't know if they still have Manwich. Probably shouldn't say that in a public manner. But it was like a joke on The Simpsons too. Like Patty and Selma used to eat a lot of Manwiches. I'm off topic. All right, so we can do a which-a, and we can do the path names for each argument. I thought it was like a so we can do a locate for sure. Okay, so this one is a bit more difficult than I thought. We don't see the man page displayed in which, so I'm guessing it's not which is not the correct answer. I'm gonna take a moment to. This is a good example. I'm actually really tired from walking this treadmill for so long. I've been walking it the whole length of this video so far, which has been 25 minutes. So what I'm going to do is stop the treadmill, set the timer for 25 minutes, and start the sedentary timer. Move the treadmill out of the way, move my saddle chair for good posture, and be sedentary in my good posture saddle chair for 25 minutes. I've earned it. All right, so there we go. So let's keep working on this question. Hopefully we get some sort of interactive prompt during the exam. I'm guessing we don't, but shoot, I actually don't remember any of this. Oh, you know what? We did see the manual page, so I forget how to go previous. Let's look for manual page. Okay, so we've only got one instance of manual page, and it doesn't have anything to do with this. Well, shoot, I thought it was which. But where it's stored, I think it's like maybe type or file. Yeah, it's something like that. So let's do a man on or let's do type help. Oh yeah, I think this is it. Type -a ifconfig. Or maybe I know it's one of these. Okay. One thing I can do is look at what's in SBin or bin, whichever one contains type. Okay, so bin probably contains type. Okay, so we do have type showing up quite a bit. Not sure. It's not under like SBin or anything like that. Interesting. Maybe it's under user bin. Yeah. Okay. User SBin. That's interesting. Ow. Okay, it's a shell built-in. So let's do a man on built-in. All right, so I don't know. I think I'm ready to throw in the towel on this. Let's look at the real answer. I thought it was which. Oh shoot. Okay, so use the -m parameter for where is. I just completely forgot that. I don't know how I can remember that. So let me ask the AI. Okay, so I read through this training material yesterday, and I read about where is -m, but this morning I totally forgot about it. I'm concerned that my study efforts are ineffective, and that when I take the exam, I won't remember any of what I read and worked on, and I will fail the exam. Okay, so let's hear what it has to say about that, because this is annoying.
It's completely normal to forget information from time to time, especially when you're studying complex or technical material. Forgetting something you learned the day before doesn't necessarily mean your study efforts are ineffective or that you'll fail the exam. Here are some tips to help you retain information better. 1. Review regularly. Spacing out your study sessions and revisiting the material regularly can improve retention. Instead of cramming, try to review a little bit each day.
I'm doing that.
2. Practice active recall. Rather than passively rereading the material,
I need to do
actively test yourself on the key points.
I need to do
Create flashcards or quiz yourself to reinforce your memory. 3. Teach or explain. Try explaining what you've learned to someone else, even if it's just to an imaginary audience. Teaching others is a powerful way to reinforce your own understanding. 4. Use mnemonics. Mnemonics, acronyms, or other memory aids can help you remember complex information or lists. 5. Chunk information. Break down the material into smaller, manageable chunks. It's easier to remember smaller pieces of information rather than trying to memorize everything at once. 6. Stay organized. Keep your study materials well organized. This can include creating summaries, outlines, or diagrams that help you visualize and understand the content. 7. Get plenty of sleep. A good night's sleep is crucial for memory consolidation. Avoid last-minute, late-night cramming before the exam. 8. Practice stress management. Excessive stress and anxiety can hinder memory recall. Practice relaxation techniques such as deep breathing or meditation to stay calm. 9. Stay positive. Negative thoughts can impact your confidence and memory. Believe in your ability to learn and retain information. 10. Seek help. If you're struggling with specific concepts, don't hesitate to ask for help from teachers, peers, or online resources. Sometimes, discussing a topic with others can reinforce your understanding. Remember that everyone forgets things at times, and it doesn't necessarily reflect your overall ability to learn or succeed in your exam. Stay persistent, follow effective study strategies, and believe in your capacity to succeed. If you continue to struggle with memory retention, you might consider consulting with an academic advisor or seeking additional study resources and techniques that work best for you.
Okay, so that was useful. I definitely need to make cards and use Anki. That's how doctors make it through. Lawyers. Anki is the key, ANKI. It's really important. All right, so that's disappointing. So yeah, it's where is. Let's take a look at the help for where is. Okay, so where is dash help? All right, and then let's take a look at the manual for where is. Okay. So what I want to know is like let me ask the AI about this too. So the question is going to be, so what I want to know is if I can't remember where is, but I'm on a Linux bash shell, how can I look up and remind myself with only using things available via my bash shell session?
If you can't remember the whereas command, you can use other methods available in your bash shell session to look up the location of the ifconfig-man page. Here are a few alternatives. 1. Using the which command asterisk. You can use the which command to find the location of the executable binary associated.
Let me clarify. So no, what I mean is, how can I discover the command where is if I don't already know about it, and all I have at my disposal is my bash shell session. Oh, okay. Yeah, here we go. This is what I want.
I see what you mean now. If you want to discover the whereas command or any other command available in your bash shell session without prior knowledge, you can use the following methods. 1. Use the apropos command asterisk. The apropos command helps you search for commands and their corresponding manual pages based on keywords. You can use it to find commands related to a specific task, even if you don't know their names. For example, bash apropos keyword. Replace keyword with the relevant term or keyword related to the functionality you're looking for. The apropos command will provide a list of commands and their descriptions that match the keyword. 2. Use tab completion asterisk. Bash offers tab completion, which can help you discover available commands as you type. Start typing a command, and then press the tab key to see a list of suggestions based on what you've entered so far. Keep pressing tab to cycle through the available options. 3. Check the path variable asterisk. You can inspect your system's path variable to see directories where executable commands are stored. Use the following command to print the contents of the path variable. Bash echo $path. This will show you the directories where executable commands are located. You can explore these directories to discover available commands. 4. Use online resources asterisk. If you have internet access from your bash shell session, you can.
Okay, so this is what I was looking for, and for anyone familiar with Juniper, this should be kind of a easy thing to remember. There's a command called apropos, And the word apropos, and I think it has an S. The S is silent. Oh, how is it? It's apropos, so it's apropos. The S is silent. So yeah, apropos, S is silent. So what does apropos mean? Let's get the definition from Google.
Apropos.
So it means with reference to, so concerning. So let's go back to the question, and we're going to say, where do you find the man page for it's stored? So we want to find something concerning the man pages, but we don't know exactly what we're looking for. So what we can do is apropos man page. And there we go. So we've got one here, systemd index. Not exactly it. We want to find where something is stored. So let's do stored. Okay, a few things. Store. Let's be something. So the man page is also called a manual. So we want to find something. Something pertaining to manuals. And then we want to find, so we want to find, locate, something like that. So we can do a grep on like find, nothing there. We can like locate, search would be a good one. So we do have, okay, so man path might be a good one. So man path, I have config. Nope, that's kind of too many arguments. Let's take a look at the usage for it. Let's just do a help for it, get a description of man path. So there's another one here. Where is locate the binary source and manual page. That looks great, so let's try that. And this is what we're looking for. Remember that from the reading. So see how powerful apropos is? That's a good command to remember. It's kind of hard to pronounce how to spell, but it's A-pro-P-O-S. Apropos. Apropos of what? Apropos of what we are interested in. So let's go to the next question, number 6 of the guided exercises. And that is, what variable needs to be added to /etc/updatedb.conf to make updatedb.conf ignore NTFS file systems? So we can do apropos like that. And look at this, like even without even knowing, so see how powerful this command is. How do you know what you don't know? You can look it up using apropos. Okay, which is spelled A-P-R-O-P-O-S. All right, so let's take a look at that file. So let's use nano to look at the file. All right, so how do we, what needs to be added to ignore? So under this prunefs, we need to add ntfs and then a space if there's other things there. I'm not going to do it, so I'll hit no, but that's my final answer, prunefs. Okay, so the variable prunefs equals, followed by the file system type ntfs. Perfect, full credit for that one. All right, so the final guided exercise. A system administrator wishes to mount an external disk /dev/sdc1 according to the FHS. Under which directory should this disk be mounted? And I know this one for sure. The answer is /mnt because it's going to be... Oh, or is it media? I'm confused now. It should either be media or I'm going to go with MNT, but I feel like it could be media. But let me go with MNT and then learn why it's not MNT. All right, so in practice, a disc can be mounted anywhere. However, the FHS recommends that temporary mounts be done under /MNT. So here's where I was confused. A system administrator wishes to mount an internal disk. There was nothing in the question about it being temporary. I just kind of assumed it was meant to be temporary, is why my first instinct was /MNT. But if in fact it was not meant to be temporary, I think /media would be a better place for it. So that's why I was confused about that. I ended up getting that right. I get full credit on that. But it's an ambiguous question. I hope there's not a lot of questions like those on the actual exam. All right, so next is the explorational exercises. I got to take a quick pause. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Let's move on to the explorational exercises. Mic check 1, 2. Make sure that the cables are plugged in. Good. So the first explorational exercise, when locate is used, the results are pulled from a database generated by update-db. However, this database can be outdated, causing locate to show files that no longer exist. How can you make locate show only existing files on its output? So I mean, the obvious answer is run update db and bring it up to date. But I think a less obvious answer is to feed an option to locate, and that's you can do a quick check on it to see if the audio if it does exist. So yeah, so you can pass it -e. So I think that's what they're getting at. So I'm going to go with that. But the obvious answer is just run update db again. But I think they're going for that -e option. All right, so add the -e parameter to locate, as in locate -e, and then the pattern you want to locate. So perfect, full credit for that one. Next one, find any file on the current directory or subdirectories up to 2 levels down, excluding mounted file systems that contain the pattern status or statute in their name. Okay, so we definitely need the case insensitive option for that. So if we do a find --help, we can do iname, I believe. So let's do a pipe less on that, and let's search for iname. So yep, that's one of the options we can have. So we're going to find, and then now the current directory or so the O level, so -02. There we go. Now I think it's might be 3. Is it because it includes the current one? So I'm gonna put 3 on there. Kind of a risky move, but I think it's correct. And now we have to exclude mounted file systems. So, oh, actually, if I remember correct, it's -max depth, and then I think it does have to be 3 levels. And then I do see -mount. I don't see like no mount or something like that, which is what I would expect. All right, so I mean, you can edit the file. So, and here's my, this is my sedentary timer. So, 5 minutes at least. Let's get the treadmill running. So I gotta move it over. All right, and then I need to do a minimum of 5 minutes, but there's no maximum. Okay, so yeah, it's the dash mount, and I'm not sure what that is going to be. Let's do a man and look for mount. So we'll do a man on find. Let's search for mount. So it says don't descend directories on other file systems. So I think that might be what we're looking for, actually. Yeah. So I think it's that easy. So it's dash max depth 3 because it counts this one, dash mount, and then now we put the pattern. So the pattern is going to be, now we could do it. Now it's an OR, so we could do it this way. Yeah, so this is going to be my final answer. I know there is a way. Oh, I think it has to come. It has to come at the end. There we go. So this is my answer. I'm sticking to it. There is a way, I think, to. Oh, you know what? In their names. So it does have to be. We do need that dash I name for case insensitive. Okay, and now we can do it like this because that will include both of them. Okay, so these are options. So I think this has to be moved over here. Okay, so here we go. This is my answer. I'm sticking to it. Let's take a look at how much credit I get for it. Okay, so this is interesting. This is the command find, not the command locate. So I already got one thing wrong. We do need those glob characters for find. We don't need them for locate. It's just default like that, but this is not the command locate, it's the command find. I did get the 3 right. That's a good one. That's very tricky. I did get /mount right, and I did get dash iname. So the only thing I got wrong is I used the syntax that is appropriate for the command locate, but not for the command find. So remember that for dash max depth, you have to also consider the current directory. So we want 3 levels, the current plus 2 directories down. So I got that right. The real answer is find dot, which I got right, dash max depth 3, right, dash mount, right, dash iname, wrong. The real answer is an answer that includes those glob characters. Also, they have a lowercase s instead of an uppercase s that I have in my answer, but I don't think that matters since it is case insensitive. All right, so the third explorational exercise, limiting the search to ext4 file systems. Find any files under /mnt that have at least execute permissions for the group, are readable for the current user, and had any attribute changed in the last 2 hours. So this is going to be the find command. So one thing we can do that I've done before, which is really cool, is we can use tmux or screen, whichever one. I'm going to use tmux this time. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use screen instead. Because screen I like because it keeps the formatting. So my 5 minutes are up. If I want to be sedentary for another 25 minutes, I have the ability to, I can do that, and my health will be fine. All right, so let's do a Control A, and then we'll do a V, I think, or Control A, and then we want to split it. Oh, I forget how to. Oh, okay. So we'll do a Control A and then a question mark. There we go. And we want to split the window. So let me see how to do that. Okay, so we can do a split dash V for a vertical split. I want to do a split the other way. Well, let's try the split dash V. Yeah, see, I don't want to do it that way. Okay, so all we have to do is an S for that. But let's do a kill the window. There we go. So all we have to do is a Control A and then a capital S. There we go. And this is what I wanted. And then a Control A tab, and we're down here. And now we need to make a new window, so we can do Control A C. So we do a Control A W. We've got those two windows. So in this second window right here, let's just have the man page for help open. All right, and then let's move back to this up, and then work on our answer up here. So see how powerful that can be. Definitely recommend getting comfortable with either screen or tmux, whichever one. Or both, probably both. tmux does have some extra features. Okay, so we're going to limit the search to ext file systems. So let's take a look at that. ext. Is there anything about like file systems? Okay, so we can do a file system type. So file is on a file system of type. So that's one way to limit it. So we can do, now we gotta find files under /mnt. So we're gonna do find /mnt, and then I forget what it was, but that's why we have the manual page open here. Yep. So -fs type. So -fs type, and then ext4. There we go. Now we need that to have at least execute permissions. So for the group. So let's do permi for permissions. Okay, that are exactly mode. So and then we can do that are at least. So we can do -perm. Yeah, so we can do the minus, which means we can do the octal. Let's do the octal, and then you need the yeah. Okay, so it's definitely -perm. Okay, but this is for exactly minus. all of the permission bits are set for the file. Then we have hash mode. So any of them. Let's look at the examples. Okay, so here's the examples section. Let's do it for which one? Oh, perm, yeah. So okay, so which has for owner in a group, which has mode. Okay, so yeah, I think we need the /. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what we need. So we need -perm, and then we need a /. Oh, we need a minus. Oh, without the regard to any extras. Interesting. I feel like it's the plus, isn't it? I don't know. Okay, so I think it's the minus. I'm gonna just take a risk and go with the minus. That might not be correct, but hey, I tried. So at least execute permissions. So it'll be like that, and then it will match anything with greater permissions, but not anything with fewer permissions than that. At least execute permissions for the group, so that would be a 1 at least, and then are readable for the current user. So the current user, yeah, would be this. So it has to be readable, which is the read, write, and execute. So that's the first. So it would be like that, and then it would be the like time, or like -a. It'd be like a time, something like that. Yeah, so a. Okay, so it would be minutes. So it would be like 120 -a min 120 is going to be it. Okay, and it looks like my input is being ignored right now, which is kind of concerning. Yeah, now it just disappeared. Okay, it looks like man kind of froze up a bit. There we go. So -a min 120. So here's my answer. I'm sticking to it. Let's see what the real answer is. Oh, sorry, and in the last 2 hours, so we have to do a minus sign here. All right, so I think I got it perfectly right. Wow, look at that. Hey, I'm learning. I got beat with the learning stick enough times that I've learned. So use the -fs type parameter of mount to mount the search to specific file system types. A file readable by the current user would have at least 4 in the first digit of the permissions, and 1 executable by the group would have at least 1 on the second digit. Since we don't care about the permissions for others, we can use 0 for the third digit. Use -cmin, min, and then n, feed a number to it, to filter recent attribute changes. Remembering that n is specified in minutes. So here's the answer. It's exactly what I got. Find space /mount space -fs type type ext4 -perm perm minus 410, and minus is important because they will match anything higher than that, even though it's a minus sign. And then dash. Oh no! I did get one thing wrong. I used amin, so it's, oh man, 0 credit. Boom, boom, ba, bum. Yeah, that's important because what we're asking for, you know, you got to read the whole question. We're asking for them that have had any attribute changed, any attribute at all. -a is not that. Let's take a look at what -a is. So amin. And it's, yeah. So this is when the file was last accessed. It's quite a bit different than -cmin, which is when the file's status was changed, and that can be anything, including any attribute change. So let's take a look at imin again, or amin again. Okay, yeah, so that's when the file was last accessed, which is yeah, sorry. Ah, shoot, that's too bad. 0 credit for me. All right, so moving on to the second to last one. I want to take my sedentary time. I earned it, so let's do that. Alright, so I get 25 minutes of sedentary time. And let's see here. So next one is find empty files which were created more than 30 days ago or are at least 2 levels down from the current directory. Okay, so we're going to find empty files. So something about the size, maybe, I'm guessing. Yeah, so we're going to do files of n units of space rounding up. So we're going to do size 0, and then let's do it for 0, 0, 0. Yeah, we just do 0. This is the default here, so let's just do 0. So it's going to be find. And then we're looking for at least 2, so the current directory. So there, so it's going to be min depth, and then it's going to be at least 2. And remember, it includes the current, so it'll be 3, and it'll be -size of 0, or sorry, of 0. So that's my answer. I'm sticking to it. Let's see what the real answer is. It's one of these that don't match. All right, so the real answer, oh. So same deal. I didn't read the question. The hardest part of math or anything like this is reading the question. So the question says, find empty files which were modified more than 30 days ago and are at least 2 levels down from the current path. So maybe that was missing from the question up here. No, it was not. So so no so nothing. I did not do the M time. So dash M time more than 30. So there, no credit for me. So the parameter dash min depth n, got that right, can be used to limit the search to at least n levels down. But remember that you have to include the current directory in the count. Use dash empty to check for empty files, and dash m time n to check for modification time. So find dot, got that right. And you can do dash. You have to do dash empty. Let's ask the AI about that. I used dash size 0 instead of dash empty. Would that work? So I used dash size 0 instead of dash empty. Would that work instead? Okay, so that could be another answer. Okay, but remember that you have to include the current directory in the count. Use dash empty to check for empty files, and dash m time n to check for modification time. So find dot dash empty, got that wrong. Dash m time plus 30, big one, got that wrong. But dash min depth 3, I did get right. All right, so moving on to, hey, the final one. That's good stuff. Consider that the users Carol and John are part of the group MKT. Find on John's home directory any files which are also readable by Carol. Okay, so we're gonna find it on John's home directory. So we're gonna do find dash user, or let's do a pwd here. So we're going to do a find slash home slash John. I'm not assuming that John is the current user, so I'm going to do it like this. So so that we're not searching the current user's directory. We're explicitly searching John's home directory, even if we are either the admin or Carol. So making that work. Then we need to find any files that are also readable by Carol. So what we need to do is look at the permissions, and I believe it was the dash perm, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so we can look at the examples. There we go. So examples. Okay, so we need that minus sign again. So I think I've got the answer. So it's going to be dash perm, and then the minus sign for permissions that are greater. And then we need empty files which were created more than and are at least, okay, so we need any files that are also readable by Carol. So we need anything that this is fine, but it has to be, so read permissions are 4, so it has to be at least 4. So that's my answer. I'm sticking to it. Let's see what the real answer is. All right, so considering they are members of the same group, we need to start at least an R, so 4, on the group permissions. And we do not care about the others. So here's the answer. Looks pretty familiar to me. Find, yep, explicitly the absolute path there, dash perm, dash 040. All right, so historic moment in this channel. That's the last exercise for this training material. So all I've got left is the summary of all the training material. And then we'll do a few review videos, get that test out. I'll have to schedule the test off camera because I'll have to pay the fee and give registration information and all that. But yeah, so let's close it out. Summary. In this lesson, you learned about the basic organization of the file system on a Linux machine according to the FHS, which is the File Hierarchy Standard. I believe that's what it stands for. If I remember. Yeah, File System Hierarchy Standard. And how to find binaries and files, either by name or attributes, or by attributes. The following commands were discussed in this lesson. Find, a versatile command used to find files and folders based on a variety of search criteria. Locate, a utility that uses a local database that contains the locations for locally stored files. Update DB, updates the local database used by the locate command, which displays the full path to an executable, and that's the path to an executable, which is different from what whereis does. So whereis displays the locations of manual pages, binaries, and source code on the system. And then type displays the location of a binary and the type of application that it is, such as a program that is installed, a built-in bash program, and more. Perfect. So yeah, good news. That's it for all this training material. Wow, we got through quite a bit. It took like almost like 4 months. It took more than 3 months. So so next video, hopefully I'll have a passing result. Hopefully I can take it tomorrow, I'll take it tomorrow. If I can take it today, hey, I'll even try to take it today. We got through all the material, but I have a feeling the earliest I can take it is maybe the end of this week or maybe sometime next week. So if that's the case, I'll do a few review videos. But yeah, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Don't miss the next few videos, because that's where I'll be sharing whether I passed or failed. So thanks for coming along with me on this journey, and hopefully we'll get a good result soon.